And we got a banger to start with, guys. We got a banger to start with. 7 Days to Die is a game we've been playing a lot. Not been played, but we have played a lot of. And 7 Days to Die had their big 1.0 update. And it is playable right now in beta. It is absolutely playable. And we're going to find out what is going on. I'm excited because I've been wanting to see an update for this game for a very, very long time. We've been waiting for the 1.0 update. I hope it's a banger. Let's see what happens, guys. Let's see what happens. Let's see if some 7 Days to Die is in our future. Hopefully the problem's not too much, my friend. Big love. Dr. Wafers, welcome. Get ready for some good stuff. 7 Days to Die. What's new in 1.0 full feature breakdown? This is actually the video from their own official website. So this is the one that they linked. This is the information that they want us to know. So let us see. Let us see.
Folks, it's Echo here. The wait is over, and 7 Days to Die 1.0 is here.
Dude, and what a wait it's been, man. We've been waiting for 7 Days to Die for what? I started playing 7 Days to Die on stream. And I started playing 7 Days to Die all the way back in, I think, was it 2022? And in general, or maybe it was 2021, actually. And in general, 7 Days to Die has been in beta and in alpha since... No, I think, yeah, 84 years is a good meme, true. But I think it's actually been in beta for, what is it, like 12 years now? Am I right? Like, it's been in there for a while. So it's been a long wait, man.
We shed our alpha skin and embrace our console brethren. Get ready to reimagine survival. There's a number of features to onboard new players, and for the veteran zombie slayers, you'll quickly find that every choice you make has an impact. Let's jump into all the changes, starting with graphics. One of the first things you want to check out before you jump into a new game is the new character.
Hold on, I gotta move my face. Guys, we have... Whoa. The fuck? I have to resize all of my... Because I changed the quality of the camera to try to look better for you guys. And, yeah, that is very silly. There we go. Wee little small corgi. There we go. And make it a little larger to fit the frame. There we go. Okay, there we go. All right, we're back. All right. Yeah. So, what I was trying to say was, look, these are actual character models. I mean, we look like the character models in 7 Days to Die up until this point have been an absolute mess. Like, they look so bad. Like, they look blocky and chunky. It was really funny. I made mine the worst it could possibly look, and it was a lot of fun. But now it looks like there's some actual character models.
Character profiles. Just want to jump right on in. The Fun Pimps have already created a number of player profiles that you can just select and go with. But otherwise, if you want to be a little bit more customized and make something according to your looks or tastes, you can click down here on Create, put in your character name, and create.
Doesn't look bad.
Here, you've got a number of sliders you can play around with, male, female. You've got white, native, black, and Asian. You've got 4 different faces to play with, a number of different eyes. You've got hairstyles. You've got hair color, mustaches, chops, all the
some good-looking beards.
So there's a lot of different variety that you can come up with. I'll just hit randomize a few times so you can see a few representative examples of what the different characters look like. But man, this is a massive departure.
Not great, mind you, but a massive and market improvement.
From the old Play-Doh looking characters.
Yeah, Play-Doh. Play-Doh's a good way to describe it.
In terms of the animation, you'll notice that the new character model is a lot more fluid, has the ability to look all in different directions. When you take swings with things, it looks a lot more realistic. And you can kind of look up and down. Similarly, when we flip over to firearms, you will actually see that wherever you point, the character actually changes their perspective in terms of where they're looking. So I can look right out at you, take a few shots, and then go ahead and reload.
It's a nice small detail. What he's saying is the eyes follow where you're actually looking and stuff.
The animation's also significantly better than what it was. Additionally, clipping seems to be reduced on the armor, and overall, just the movements are good. We still have a little bit of jank on the ladders, but other than that, this is a fantastic upgrade.
The ladder looks very jank, actually.
So with zombie and character graphics upgraded, the last thing that we have is animals and plants. Included in the release are new models for the mountain lion, the wolf, the doe, and the stag.
Aw, dog!
You can immediately tell that the animations are more fluid.
Look at that
There's
dog!
Additional combat animations.
Look at that
lastly,
dog!
They've added a new fur shader just to make the animals more lifelike. In terms of farming, there's no changes to the perks. However, we do have new models for the pumpkin, the hops, the coffee, and the cotton plants. And though there's no perk changes, we will get into the armor changes later, which will impact farming. In past releases, the zombies got updated to HD models, but now we're also getting variations. As an example, we've got the nurse here. We've got the two right nurses, which are just different colorations. And then the one on the left has the different type of scrub. It's
some variations scrub, is nice.
Which I absolutely love. Next, we have the party girl, who is no longer limited to black, but now has red and white variants. And lastly, to represent, we've got the Hawaiian, which has multiple types of Hawaiian shirts, and then also has a bowling jersey. I'll leave you to find the rest in game, but let's jump on over to the new Demolition.
Can I pet the dog? Absolutely, Hellcat.
I'm not looking forward to meeting this guy on Horde Night, but damn does he look good.
Here you go.
Multiple bandoliers of munitions going across him, and the one other big thing that I will point out
even
is
have a
that
pet
the button
emo.
seems to have moved more to his top right shoulder, where it was more kind of centered in his.
He actually looks a lot more menacing now, which is pretty cool. I like that he looks a little bit more menacing. This has been something that you know, I want the zombies to look interesting and menacing, you know? Oh my god. Hellcat, what brought you in here? It's a pleasure to meet you. What kind of games do you like to play, watch, and enjoy? We stream every night, 55 months in a row, and we have lots of fun with every single game genre. So no matter what you like to play, watch, and enjoy, we do it all. Welcome, 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 Hellcat. If you enjoy the vibes, drop a follow. Welcome to the Koi Crew, my friend. We're covering the changes to 7 Days to Die. It is now officially in a 1.0, and I'm excited. We're going to look at the patch notes as well, by the way, guys. Hamshank, how you doing, my friend? It is good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Guess my band ratio. Welcome back, my friend. It's been a long time. How have you been? It's good to have you back, my friend. Good to have you back.
Chest before, so this is going to make headshots at range a little bit more precarious. Here's a quick example of me tapping the button, and as he explodes, note the new explosion graphic. We'll try to see if we can get this again so you can see it. But the rocks that actually come out of it pop up as round boulders.
Yeah, they're actually boulders instead of just like blocks now.
Instead of those kind of diamond-looking blocks. Lastly, the dismemberment system has been extended and now applies to all the zombies. It also has some additional aspects to it.
Apparently, they put the filter to not get demonetized. Dude, the YouTube algorithm demonetizing over gameplay is so wacky.
In regards to arterial blood spray and all kinds of other wacky stuff. So if you're looking to recreate some of your favorite Kill Bill moments, this is your chance. Random World Gen has received several enhancements, the first of which is that we have the burnt forest biome back in the game. Previously in Alpha 21, it was only available in Navezgane, but now it is available for Random World, so you can add as much or as little as that as you want.
That's
and then
nice.
right above that, we have biome layout. This is a new feature
I
that
like the
allows
world
us
gen
control
stuff.
over the biomes and how they're created, going from left to right.
Many years ago, hell yeah,
center,
Hellcat.
Wasteland center, circle, and line. So let's go ahead and generate out a map here just as a test. As a baseline, on Alpha 21, it typically took me between 2 to 3 minutes to render out an 8K map. And there we have it in 39 seconds, which is easily 4 times faster than before. One of the other nice new features is that we can actually zoom down into the map at this stage, and you'll notice that each of the POIs is color-coded. This allows you to get kind of a layout of the zones in the city. So light blue is going to be rural, yellow is industrial, dark blue is commercial, gray is downtown, green is residential, red are traders,
that makes sense.
And then white are wilderness POIs. The borders of the map have gotten an update. First off, radiation is gone. Instead, you get this yellow hue as you're approaching the edge, and you're going to hit a spot where you can no longer build. So you see I can't build here.
Okay, yeah,
if I
that
come
makes
back
sense.
one block, I can build. Then as you move beyond that, you'll hit another zone eventually where it says basically you have reached the end of the world. This change is beneficial because it will allow POIs to be able to be spawned closer to borders. Speaking of spawning, when you come to the game, there's going to be a new onboarding experience called the challenge system. This replaces the previous journal system and allows you to go in.
Okay, now this I like. This I like a lot. Guys, it looks like they've replaced a lot of the really, like, you know, the crappy, like, you know, railroaded kind of system of your like first things that you do, pick up the rock, make a stone axe, things like that. It looks like they've actually revamped that completely, and then they've also created like little subquests for creating a home, surviving, crafting, trading and questing, harvesting. This is really good. These are the things that this game really needed, for sure.
Whatever order you want. For players new to 7 Days to Die, this will guide you through all the basics of collecting your starting materials, getting some starting armor and tools and all that. And for experienced players, there are challenges that extend beyond the basic quest. At any point, you can press Y to pull up the challenge menu, and then you just go through and click on each of these and press W to redeem them, where you'll get 100 XP each. And finally, there's a reward for completing the entire row. Similar to the old journal system, once you complete that first row, it's going to open up your trader quest so you can go visit your good friend Trader Rect. And yes, it will always be Trader Rect, but we'll get to that later in the video. Once you've knocked out that first row, there's numerous challenges here, from homesteading, advanced survival, crafting, traders, harvesting.
This is good. This is really good.
One thing to mention is that as you complete some of these more difficult challenges, the rewards are not trivial. For the most difficult ones, you'll get a selection of 5 rewards that you can choose between, and this is also wired up.
Ooh, and there's advanced challenges as well. So it kind of like ramps up with the types of things you do. This is really good. Yeah, exactly. Challenges look like they could be fun to do them all. Yeah, and also, I mean, like, 1,000 experience is not nothing. And it looks like there's going to have, like, specialized rewards for it as well.
So they can just expand this out and add additional tabs. So moving away from the challenge system over to the...
Apparently there's challenges also for Twitch integration. Oh, that's really good to know, Aku. Thank you.
New progression changes. For many alphas, the traders have been considered overpowered, and crafting has been all but useless. That era is over, and they have tackled progression in a number of different ways. We're going to start off with trader quests. First off, they are oriented towards helping onboard new players. After you meet your first trader, you will be rewarded with a shovel, which feels a little underwhelming until you realize that your first quest will be a buried supplies quest, which will help onboard new players. So take your shiny new shovel, head out, dig up your supplies, come back to the...
So it's no longer you can choose your first quest. It has to be a digging quest. That kind of sucks, but that's all right.
Trader, and then you'll have the normal assortment of quests that you would have. Now
the buried supplies quest might be my least favorite quest type in this entire game.
Jump into quest tier progression. In 1.0, you will be...
Wait, Dr. Wafers, Project Zomboid is based from where you're actually from, near Louisville, Kentucky. That's awesome. Yeah, I heard that the mall is like the exact same. It feels like the exact same. Like they looked at some guy who's like a big fan of Zomboid. He went around to various like areas of like the Louisville area and everything, and he showcased like the giant mall and everything, and it's like a 1-to-1 some of the buildings and stuff. I'm like, holy crap, man! I love that. I thought that was really, really cool.
Getting tier points equivalent to the quest tier you are completing. So completing a tier 1 quest will give you +1 tier points, a tier 2 would give you 2 tier points, and so on. To advance each quest tier level, you will need to get 10 times the current quest tier level. At its core, it essentially means that you have to complete 10 quests of the current tier level that you're on to advance to the next level.
That makes sense.
Completing tier 1 would require you to complete 10 tier 1 quests. Alternatively, once you...
Wait. That means we're going to have to do like 60 quests, if not more, to get to level 6 quests. That's a lot of quests, man. That's going to be quite grindy. That's going to be quite grindy.
Past tier 1, you have the option to kind of mix and match. So for tier 2 completion, you could do 5 tier 2s.
I'm not a big fan of that grindiness.
One other huge change is the quest tiers
dragging out the progression. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that.
If you unlock tier 3 with Trader Rect, you have access to tier 3 quests with all the other traders.
Ooh,
that being said, if you're playing...
That's nice. Okay, so you don't have to do the exact same song and dance with every single person. So 3 with Trader Rect would be 3 with Jen, 3 with Bob, 3 with Hugh, 3 with Joel. That's good.
Multiplayer,
this is
only
good.
The person who owns the quest actually gets credit in terms of tier completion.
That's a W change.
Everyone else in the party still gets to turn in for loot rewards, but not tier progress. So that will slow progression, and then let's get into the rewards from quests. To explain the layout, the top is the quest tier completion, and then the bottom is all the quest reward examples. I didn't want to go into a full XML deep dive because I wanted this to be more representative so that you could experience it as you jump in, but there's some themes that are very obvious.
They absolutely lowered the rewards. Like, these rewards are much worse
here, and that is that you're not seeing tools, weapons, armor, things along those lines. You're actually seeing the components and pieces to make them. So rather than being given things, the expectation is that you gather the materials.
They want you to build.
You do the crafting yourself, which makes crafting finally relevant again. Next, let's go ahead and take a look at the trader inventories. Much like the quest rewards, you're not going to see any massive jumps in progression. So we're going to check out trader.
Oh wait, she's in a church POI. So they actually, like, I think maybe broadened out what POIs the traders can be in. That's pretty cool. That's a nice change. I like that.
Down here, we're level 10 with this character.
Because it was always the same building.
Into Daring Adventure.
Looking to patch up those wounds?
And we'll just kind of see what she has in inventory here. Now, typically at this stage, it wouldn't be uncommon to see, you know, some significant jumps up to iron and even potentially steel items. But as I'm scrolling through,
there's only parts,
major jumps.
You know,
you can see
very few.
Iron axe, claw hammer around level 1, iron pickaxe around level 1, but nothing major at this stage yet. Let's see. In terms of armor, you've got a number of different pieces of armor, but they're all level 1 and 2. So this is pretty indicative of what I have seen out of the trader.
So it looks like that, you know, the entire meta of just grinding out the traders and just like selling a whole bunch of shit really, really fast and so on is going to be less useful this time around, which is good. It's not a bad thing.
So far. So you're going to be able to get some of the stuff that you need, but you're not going to get those massive jumps that we are used to seeing in Alpha 21. So the last trader progression item is one that I kind of alluded to earlier when I was talking about Trader Rect always being the first trader that you get to see in the game. That is because the traders will only spawn in specific biomes associated with them. So moving from left to right in order of biome difficulty, we have Rect spawning the Pine Forest, Jen in the Burnt Forest, Bob in the Desert, Hugh in the Snow biome,
That's a huge
and finally
change.
Joel in the Wasteland. In addition,
I'm not a big fan of that. So in order to find the tools, you have to go to the Wasteland. In order to go to the vehicles trader, you have to go to the desert. Like, I'm not a big fan of that part. That's not the biggest fan. Yeah, I wish that they hadn't done that. Because, like, that kind of just railroads the progression a bit. I don't think railroading the progression is the right idea. But, you know, that could be changed. We'll see how that goes.
To this, they've also modified the Open Trade Routes quest so that it goes in that same order, so that once you complete all your quests with Rect, it will automatically send you to Jen, then to Bob, then to Hugh, and then finally to Joel. Now, we know there's no love lost on Trader Rect, but this is going to actually make things interesting because it's going to force people to move around the map more to be able to get the items they need to survive and progress.
I guess.
Speaking of acquiring items, you will no longer be able to find quality 6 gear in either loot or at the trader for purchase.
You can no longer find it in loot either? Wait, what? That's a huge change.
Moving forward, the only way to get your hands on that sweet quality 6 gear is going to be to craft it yourself.
Wow.
So it's going to take some of the normal mundane parts that we've always had, but it's going to have this new requirement of legendary parts.
Interesting,
These are super rare crafting components that can only be found in tier 5 POI and loot, or as a quest reward from a tier 5 or a tier 6 quest. One other important call out is that those legendary parts will be required for any tools or weapons, whether it be iron, steel, or even primitive. This brings us over to the changes to armor crafting. To make armor, we're going to need a new component called an armor crafting kit. To make these, you're going to need armor parts plus a sewing kit plus duct tape. These armor crafting kits will become the foundation for all armor pieces. So if you take a look at quality 1 armor, you're going to need an armor crafting kit and either leather or cloth fragments. As you make higher quality armor, there's going to be additional components required. So at level 2, it's going to be the same, but at level 3, you add on forged iron. At level 5, you add on steel. And then finally, at level 6, you add on the legendary parts, same as the weapons and tools.
And also, as you can see, these are the new gear sets. They basically changed how gear works. It's no longer leather and metal and military and this and that. It is now like each gear type is kind of like a character class. So the assassin, there's going to be one for biker, there's going to be one for farmer, there's going to be one for like duelist or something like that. There's going to be one for like miner, for like mining stuff and such. And they all have like perks and stuff built into the armor sets. Which I do like and I also don't like. I like because it's thematic and I do like armor set bonuses, but I also don't like that you can't mix and match anymore. So again, more railroading. Oh, whoops.
Between leather or cloth fragments, there is no cost difference between all the different armor sets at any of the different quality levels. So wrapping the progression all together, we've got changes to trader quests, trader inventory, crafting, and then the last thing that I'm not going to go into detail in is the amount of rework and balancing that they did around the loot tables to make sure that you don't ever have any massive jumps in progression. The goal behind all of this is to create a more smooth gameplay loop where all your...
I wonder, considering that they put like so much more progression on crafting and so much more thought around crafting, I wonder if they fixed like, I guess, the big bottlenecks in crafting. Namely, the Crucible. Dude, oh my god. The amount of times I had started a run with just me and Stasis, for example, and he was just like wailing because he was like the big crafter in our group all the time. And he would be like, where the hell is the Crucible? and we were just looking for a Crucible for like days at a time. Just that one part, the Crucible. And that would hold back our progression forever. For absolute ever. I wonder if they fixed that. That would be really, really good. I hope that they fix that because that was such an issue, man. It was always that Crucible.
Meaningful. In addition to the player model being updated, the armor system has also been overhauled to be able to
Here we
fit
go.
those
This is the
new
armor
models.
system.
All previous armor has been removed and we'll be getting 16 brand new armor sets, 1 primitive, 5 light, 6 medium, 4 heavy, each with unique perks, which I'll cover. As part of this change, clothing has been removed and armor has been reduced from 5 pieces down to 4, including head.
There's no clothing at all anymore. Interesting. Okay, that's different. That is very different.
Outfit, hands, and feet.
Right.
Each armor piece will have a unique bonus that scales with the quality of armor. In addition to that, there is a set bonus that also scales with quality using the lowest common quality level. So
now, one thing I'm worried about is that you're going to have multiple armor sets depending on what you're going to do. Like, you know, the lumber crafting for just going out and, you know, grabbing a bunch of wood. And then you're going to have to, for your looting, do a completely different, you know, clothing set. And then for mining, you're going to have to do a different mining set. And then for crafting, it's going to be a different set. And it's just like, that means you're going to have like 8 separate different armor sets. That's going to be a lot of grind. That's going to be a lot of grind. I'm a little worried about that, guys. I'm a little worried about that. And I am indeed a Crucible. That is true, Darkstorm.
The current character here, the set bonus would be based on quality 4 for the Lumberjack full set bonus.
Okay.
But if I upgraded the outfit piece to a level 5, then the bonus would move up to a level 5.
So the bonus goes up as well.
So if I drop this in here and click up here, you'll see we move double wood harvest and use 20% up to 25%.
Yeah.
And then again, if we rotate it back out like this,
it goes back down to
20%.
Right.
Now that we know how the set bonus scales, let's look at an individual
item. A lot of storage space. Yeah, exactly.
Here, and we see it's plus 5%.
Basically, we're going to have like a little box just for clothing. Just straight up. Like its own box just for every single person's set of clothing now as well.
Wood harvest. And then at level 2 goes up to 10.
50. I will probably figure out what is most generally useful and just wear that armor set and never change it.
15, 20,
because I'm lazy.
25, and then finally up
and I'm
to
pretty
50.
sure that's what most people do.
So these scale quite a bit from the 5 to 6 jump. And then also, just to give you kind of a flavor of the bonuses here, you've got wood harvest increase, carrying capacity increase,
carrying capacity increase,
and stamina regen / running.
Okay.
So this leads us to one of the common questions, which is, do I now need to perk into Pack Mule?
Yeah.
And the answer is maybe.
Yeah.
So first off, you've got a lot of new art.
So you're going to be, you're essentially going to be pretty required to do Pack Mule. Yeah. I mean, that's basically what it means. New game of 4v4. Oh, that's interesting, Hellcat. Tell me about that.
Armor pieces, like the Lumberjack outfit here,
right,
which give you +4 carrying capacity. So that will unlock the first 4 slots for us here. And then in addition to that, we now have a quad pocket mod, which is going to give a +4 carrying capacity.
Okay.
And then we've got
so you can still mod your clothing.
And that's that you can stack pocket mods. So if I come in here and modify,
okay,
I can have a quad pocket mod. I cannot have 2 of the same type, so I can't add that one, but I can have a 4 a 3, and a 2 in here. So that would give me a total of 4, 7, and 9 in a single item. And if we had the tier 6, obviously we could add the single pocket mod below that as well. So that is kind of how that works with the pocket mods.
I'm kind of not happy we're losing clothing. I kind of like the customizability of the clothing.
Now let's look at the other new mods that we've got here. And for this, I kind of want to go to the head slot because
more railroading, less options.
So we'll go ahead and open up this. Now we lost the cigar as a clothing item, but we now have it as a head slot item.
Okay.
So that can go in here and does the same thing, +1 strength, 10% bartering.
Right, it's the same bonus we used to have.
Night vision now is a headpiece mod.
Okay.
Additionally, we have a new mod called the Stealth Boots mod, which reduces noise and stamina penalties on medium and heavy boots. And then we've got some interesting stuff. We've got the Treasure Hunter mod up here. Oh. And this is like a combination of the old looting goggles.
Right, loot goggles. Yeah.
Plus the nerdy goggles kind of all in one, but 10% XP gain, 10% better loot, and treasure radius -1.
I mean, there's no reason to not go this head mod. You're always going to want to go to this head mod. Experience gain and better loot, like, it's not even a question.
Now, the interesting thing is, you also have individual mods for each of your
base stats
points. So your perception, strength, agility, fort, int. Now, these all along here are mutually exclusive, so I can't have more than one. So if I put in the Treasure Hunter mod, I cannot also put in
locked
the
out?
Perception mod. It will not allow me.
Okay.
Now, the one thing that I did notice here is that the cigar and the strength mod is allowed. So you can pull off +2 strength with these two. So that is all the new mods. Let's jump in and take a look at all the new types of armor we've got. The first one we're going to get access to is the primitive armor. It doesn't have any perks.
That makes sense. It's primitive.
It will give you some damage mitigation in combat.
Right.
It is considered a light armor. The next one that we have is the athletic armor. This one is focused.
Okay, so fitness buying item bonus, max health, stamina, run speed, less food and water.
Around fitness buying items, maxing out health and stamina, increased run speed, and reducing food and water usage. The Enforcer outfit is all about using the Magnum.
Ooh, dude, that looks cool. The Enforcer outfit looks pretty dope. There you go, look at that. It's like a little suit. That's awesome. I do like the look of that.
The Desert Vulture, it's going to give you better bartering bonus, increased crit damage, reduced fuel, better run speed, and then more damage.
44 Magnum ammo does more damage? Like, who uses that gun?
With those two weapons. The Lumberjack, no surprise here, is all about harvesting wood. Its set bonus is really nice with that double wood harvest and using less stamina while using axes. Next up, we have the Preacher, who is all about the undead, both resisting, dealing out damage.
Bartering.
I have a hunch this is going to be a fan favorite with the gloves having increased undead damage, but we'll wait and see.
That's pretty good.
Armor, not surprisingly, all about the sneaky sneak. It's also all about the loot. You get increased loot bonus, you get better lock picking, all that good stuff, more cash and dukes.
So basically, I would just go this no matter what I'm doing.
Loot. The Assassin set is similar to the Rogue, but instead of kind of the loot bonuses, it focuses more on damage. So if you're looking for a good combat stealth build, this is going to be the armor you want to look for. The Biker armor looks tailor-made for a nice brawler build. You've got that increased stun
melee
damage,
weapons,
max health bonus, increased melee damage, and reduced melee stamina. If you're looking for a
less fuel usage as well.
A rounded set of armor, the Commando armor gives a little bit of everything. It gives you that increased range damage, faster speed, and then also help with healing, so I think this could be used in almost any scenario. For those frustrated with farming post-Alpha 21, I think this is going to bring some nice bonuses to you. Seed loot bonus, crop harvest bonus, and then seed harvest bonus. The Ranger has kind of an Old West feel with bonuses to revolvers and lever action rifles. Additionally, you pair that up with the bartering bonus, some max health bonus, and stamina bonus. If you're looking to go out and break down a bunch of cars, the Scavenger outfit's going to be yours, because that one's got your salvage harvest and then reduced salvage stamina. It also has increased carrying capacity to carry everything back. For the Dwarven miners within all of you, you've got the miner outfit here. This one's
lots of ores,
about
mining tools,
that sweet ore. You're able to go faster, longer, and you get more out of it. Next, we have the controversial nerd set, which has one of the craziest perks that I've seen.
Oh my god. This is... There we go. I just want to make sure. It looks terrible. This one looks like the worst. Here, I'll show you.
You're able to go faster, longer, and you get more out of it. Next, we have the...
Look at... This is out of all of the armor sets, this one looks like the actual worst one. Oh my god. This one looks terrible, bro.
Controversial nerd set, which has one of the craziest perks that I've seen yet, and that's
the
in
skill
the
point
outfit where you have a chance at an extra skill point.
What does that
Will
mean?
It be enough for people to wear it? We'll have to see. The Nomad is all about surviving the wasteland. You've got a lot of perks that help with food and water. You've got increased run speed, and then you've got increased damage versus radiated zombies. And lastly, we've got the Raider set, which might be the second set that is perfect for a brawler build. This one will be a little bit slower. The Biker would be a bit of a faster build. Vehicles have received all new models, and in addition, now when you install a mod, you actually see it show up on the vehicle. So speaking of which, here's a quick summary of some of the changes. The number to the right of each vehicle represents the number of people that can ride on that vehicle by default. The big changes on this are the 4x4, which now carries 4 people by default, and the gyrocopter now carries 2 by default. Now, when we're looking at the mods, we've got 5 returning mods from Alpha 21. Then we're also going to get access to 2 brand new mods. Now, I say 2, but they essentially do the same thing, and that's that they reduce damage taken and increase damage.
That's cool. A 4x4 plow. Hey, that's nice. I like that. Yeah, Raider power armor. Yeah, exactly.
Dealt out. The armor mod will be for the motorcycles and gyrocopters, and then the vehicle plow mod will go. Okay,
so the skill point 1, Aku is giving us more detail. That skill point 1 for the nerd armor, when we have it, when we have the bonus, we have a chance when reading a book to gain 2 skill points and not just 1. That means in order, what we're going to want to do is hoard all of our skill books, never use them until we have, you know, that chest armor equipped, and then spam all of the skill books when we have that on, and then we take that chest piece off. That's what it means. That's what people are going to do. That's what people are going to be forced to do.
Onto the 4x4.
That's why railroading is bad.
The mods, here's the summary real quick, and now let's dive straight into the vehicles. First up, we've got the bicycle, and it has a really nice graphical update to it. You've got
the bike does look good. Yeah, that looks really nice.
As you notice me kind of driving over the curbs here, you get hung up a little bit, but not nearly as bad as I got caught up on previous alphas. Additionally, I feel like it just drives a lot smoother overall and handles a lot better than it used to. Speaking of handling better, the mini bike, night and day difference, you can tell as it rolls right over these curves with relative ease, you know, well, with the exception of that. Also on this one, you're going to see a really clear example of that extended seating mod. That's the chair that's strapped to the back. That ups our capacity for the mini bike up to 2 people, and then otherwise we have the same standard mods we had before. Now the motorcycle, I'm not going to lie, I thought I wasn't going to like this. But man, I was just driving it around town. It handles really well. The model is super, super sharp. We also have
the model looks really nice for that.
Mod that goes
the
on
bike
this,
looks
so
good.
It does a little bit more damage, takes a little less. And overall, this has been my favorite vehicle for navigating the wasteland thus far. And on the opposite end of wasteland navigation is going to be the 4x4. I love this model, it's gorgeous, but I am going to have to recommend that you stick to the roads. In the forest biome, it does great, but all these little bits in the wasteland tosses it around like it's a little tinfoil truck. The 4x4 also has the plow mod on the front, which is really nice for just mowing down zombies.
Bro, what's that?
We've got the gyrocopter. I am notorious for being...
Okay. You see, like, I don't want to be a downer, right? But how the hell can you release a game where collision works like this? Like, how is this 1.0? I hate to say it, but, like, how? How can you have collision mechanics like this in 1.0?
In the wasteland tosses it around like it's a little tinfoil truck. The 4x4.
Like, okay. Let's be real. We shit on Starfield for having these bugs. We shit on Fallout for having these bugs. It's fun to bounce around. It does look fun. It does look fun. But it also looks very unfinished. That's what I'm saying. It looks really unfinished. Oh, man.
It also has the plow mod on the front, which is really nice for just mowing down zombies. Last, we've got
helicopter
the gyrocopter.
Looks good.
I am notorious for being horrible at being able to fly these things.
I can't fly
this. I honestly felt like it performed a little bit better. I managed to land it on top of a rooftop over here. It just seemed like...
Aku can fly the helicopter like a fucking, like, just easily. I cannot fucking fly this thing, man.
The controls in general were a little less harsh and a little bit more manageable.
Sometimes, I don't know.
Performance has been a huge concern amongst the community. And there's
performance, yes. This is the big issue. Is performance better? this is what is going to make or break it for me.
There's been a lot of optimizations put into this build. I'm going to show just a quick sampling of some of my testing. Here's the rig that I'm using and the settings that I've got. Also keep in mind this is a max
top tier
game
computer
stage board with a ton of electrical in here.
Oh my god. Oh my god. This man has a top line computer 4090 and all of that 24 FPS.
Here to really stress test. So basically what I saw is the first half of Fortnite kept right around 30 frames per second.
15
Once we got
FPS.
to the back half, it started to get down into the low 20s and the high teens. At just a gut check, it feels like it operated a lot better than this base did in Alpha 21. One thing that I did note is that grenades definitely take a hunk out of your frames, but overall for me, performance did feel better than in Alpha 21.
Yeah, but like that's 18 FPS? For real?
Let's also go ahead and check out what it feels like in our good old Tier 5 Crackabooks, because this is one of the places that was pretty painful in the past.
Oh yeah,
the frames speak to themselves, but I'm going to talk to some of the changes that they've implemented.
30 FPS.
They've implemented a new window tinting system that makes it so that you don't really see all the assets inside until you get up close, and that minimizes the number of props and things like that that load in at any given time. They've also changed how spawning occurs so that it only happens.
Basically, do not run this game at max settings ever. That's what this is saying. Ever.
Happens in sequence so that you're not causing the entire building to spawn and be active.
Because like, how many of you have a 4090? I don't even have a 4090. Like, I have a 4070 in a laptop version.
Additionally, they've implemented large remnants that help space out how a city is structured.
3080 Ti,
yeah. Have as many high-density POIs sitting right next to each other, and we'll show that a little bit when I go into some of the POI updates coming up. Lastly, a number of the art assets have been adjusted so that they don't have to make as many draw calls, which also just takes a load off your system.
Okay.
Storage chests have gotten a huge quality of life change. It only takes 10.
Bro, that 30 FPS for a 1.0 launch for like a normal POI on a 4090. Bro. That's, oh, I feel like in a few years this game could be really beautiful. Sure, and you're right. And this game is beautiful in different ways already, and it always has been. But like, the level of optimization in this game is insane. Is absolutely insane. Yeah, exactly. It's, yeah, what Darkshade is saying, yeah, this game will look amazing as soon as the Riot MMO releases. Yeah, exactly. When Ashes of Creation releases, this game's gonna look great. Oh my god, man. Like, it's just... I ask myself, I have been playing this game regularly since 2021. Did they need to change how loot works 5 different times since I started playing? Instead of, you know, working just on optimization, making the game really playable for, like, you know, at all levels of, you know, optimization and so on. Like, that's the real issue. Did they... My question is, did they focus on the right shit? I don't think so, man.
Make them and they're writable, and then all it takes to upgrade them is 10 iron, and then you can upgrade them again for 10 steel. Cool. Each time you upgrade a storage box, it will get additional
The box upgrade is nice. That's a nice touch.
As well as additional storage space. Also, all the items that were in there will still be in there afterwards. Next up is the Dew Collector, which has gotten a nice update. It's much easier to make now, just taking 100 scrap polymers, 4 duct tape, and...
Because they lowered the amount of water that you could get, and then they made it really hard to make the Dew Collector. And you're like, dude, what do you want us to do? Fucking die? I guess we'll just die. Because that was like such a big issue.
4 iron pipes.
So I'm glad they made that easier.
And you have yourself a Dew Collector. Now, it does have some downsides. We'll go ahead and place it over here.
Okay.
And as we look at it, you see it is yellow in color right now. That means it's going to give you murky water.
Oh.
So they've added some mods here that make things a lot nicer here. So we've got a gatherer. So surface cooling increases the rate of dew collection.
Makes it faster,
So essentially this is going to increase the amount that we gather from a speed perspective. So we can put this up here. Next, we have the tarp, and this increases the amount of water collected each day. So what this is going to do, once we put this up in here, this means we can collect 2 bottles of water in each of these slots for a total of 6 bottles of water before you have to empty. And then lastly, we have the water filter, which does...
We're definitely going to want that.
It flips this from yellow to blue, and now we get pure water from this.
Interesting.
Welcome to Trader Hughes. We have the best weapons in Navisgane.
This release brings thousands of new lines of dialogue to 7 Days to Die. All the traders
new
have
voice acting, that's good.
And closing announcements.
We are now closed. Get too close to the gate and I'll shoot.
And ultimately, these just add a lot of vibrance to the game.
That's cute.
So
I like that. That's a good
few lines
change.
from Jen.
Oh my god, I haven't seen you for a while. I thought maybe something bad had happened. Whew, what can I get you today?
Trader Jenny,
Looking
yeah.
for a little pain relief? You know, a few things turned up missing the other day.
Hey, yo.
You
Hey,
don't
yo.
know anything about that, do you?
So we're not quite onto full story level, but this does add a lot of flavor and vibrancy to the world.
So I guess the answer to everyone's questions, all of the discussion about, you know, NPCs and factions and all that, yeah, none of that is happening. None of that is happening in the 1.0 release. Otherwise, they would have mentioned that much earlier. So just letting you guys know, that is that happening in the future? I don't know. Are we getting an actual storyline that was stated, you know, years ago? Who knows?
I'll give you a quick taste of Bob here, and then we'll head on over and look at the new POIs.
Okay.
Doggone it. I can't find my impact wrench.
Doggone it.
Look what we got here. Maybe next
Yeehaw.
time.
With each release of 7 Days to Die, we get a load of new POIs. This time there's over 75 new POIs. There's 4 tier 5 ones getting added.
It doesn't need it, but they've been talking about putting it in for years, Stark. So the thing is, if they promised something 4 years ago and they still haven't, you know, shown any progress on it, that's a little worrying. And now that it's through its 1.0 release, it looks like they're just going to take it off the table. There's a post 1.0 roadmap posted on Steam. Yeah. We're going to look at all that. Exactly.
To the list. From the looks, this is going to round out and give a little bit more variety to those tier 5s when you get up to those higher quest tiers.
Okay, call me crazy, but the POIs and like exploring the POIs is not only the best part of the game, it is also the most interesting part of the game. I think the POI generation, the way that, like, you know, they have like a little path through the POI and everything, this is absolutely the 100% best part of this game. Bar none. Bar none.
Also, we've got the old football stadium back, and it is completely gutted and changed. So
that's
this
cool.
one I cannot wait to dive into.
I have never seen the football stadium. I've never found this POI before.
Hats off to the level design team, because all these look amazing. The Minotaur Theater, I didn't show the inside of it, but man, wait till you get in there.
Yep.
But beyond the question of
I
POIs,
love exploring
we have all
those.
these huge remnants that have been added.
Okay.
And if you're unfamiliar with what a remnant is, it's basically a non-questable POI that has less props in the inside, so it's lower density.
And it's also like broken down, so it actually looks like it's damaged or unfinished in some way.
One of the tricks that they're implementing so that they can get higher performance, because this makes a city feel packed without the performance hit of having like Higashi and Dashang next to each other. Next, they've added in all these water POIs that really flesh out a lot of the wilderness, because as you're going along, you see these bridges coming into towns, and it just makes the map feel more organic. Wait!
That's cool. That's a cool idea.
Don't go quite yet! Just bear with me for 1 minute, folks. I want to take a moment and say goodbye to 7 Days to Die Alpha. It's been a huge part of my life, and I'm sure it's been a huge part of many of
I'm just gonna say it, man. I feel like it's still an alpha.
yours. So kudos and hats off to the Fun Pimps for an amazing release. There is so much stuff packed in here, well beyond what's in the patch notes.
Hell
so if
yeah.
you can share some love with them down in the comments, that would be incredible.
1.0 is in beta right now.
Also, if you want to join me on my journey, I've got a lot more ahead for 7 Days to Die content. I'm primarily a base builder, so that's where I'm going to...
So, just to let you know, Dark asked a really good question. Is 1.0 out? It is out in experimental. So in order to... it's not locked by anything. All you have to do is go to your properties and go to updates. No, sorry, betas. Here it is. Beta participation, latest experimental. And then you're good to go. That's it. So you can play this version right now. Oh, actually, walks you through it.
Focus as well as a lot of the new mechanics that are in the game.
Right.
So also, if you're interested in finding a server, we're going to be kicking off a brand new 1.0 server. And
we might have to make a new server, guys.
Community builders and stuff like that. All the information's linked below for Discord. But otherwise, folks,
we'll dive in.
Thank you so much for watching. Can't wait to see you on the next video. Echoes out. Cheers. What are y'all still doing here? No, I'm kidding.
That was a good video, man. Like, he gave really good information. I've never watched a Wayward Echo video or anything before, but he gave a really, really good information. Yes, this was the official video for it, as in officially linked by the Fun Pimps themselves, the developers of 7 Days to Die. Very good video. Now, looking at it, here is the roadmap. Here's the roadmap. Can I open this in new tab? We can, okay. So the roadmap is 25th, July 25th is the stable launch of the 1.0. So right now it is that's exactly a month away. So it's going to be in like the beta unstable version for an entire month. And then after that it'll be like the official 1.0 launch. Right now they're pre-launching it. They're going to see like if we run into bugs and so on, but that's fine. And after that it's going to be Storms Brewing, which is weather systems, wardrobe. Okay. So they're going to do wardrobe, crossplay, and random gen for consoles. Interesting. So that might actually update the console version. Yeah, maybe less truck bouncing. Yeah. Hellcat, my friend, do not hold your breath. And then in 2025, they'll be doing a new threat, which is the Bandits UI menu, event system, quest types, and then the road ahead, which is Q4 2025, which is going to be a trader overhaul, and then story mode, there it is, and quest type. So basically, they're pushing it to past launch. They're pushing it to past launch, guys. All right, that's interesting. That is interesting. Not bad, not bad, and we'll see how it goes. We will definitely play this. We'll definitely play this. Hell, we might even play it tonight. I'm not entirely sure how up to it I will be, so that's the only reason I'm not like straight up saying that we will. I'll also link the patch notes. I'm going to link them in the comments below as well. So if you like this video, give it a like, give it a sub, share it with your friends, and definitely I will release I'll grab the release notes and put it in the patch in the linked comment below, the pinned comment below. And I'm just seeing if there's anything else. Looks like everything is fine. Do it. Everything else so far is pretty good. Apparently they updated gamepad. That's good for any controller users. And modding systems and such as well. So yeah, there we go. Not bad. Yeah, yeah, exactly, Dark. Remember what I was saying? They promised Bandits in Alpha 21-22. Yeah, they've been promising that shit for like fucking 4 years, man. Ever since I started playing, Bandits, NPCs, factions, and what is it called? Story mode. Those 4 things have been promised since I first started playing this game, like 3-4 years ago. And new integration stuff. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's very, very good. Yeah, there we go. So I'm excited. I'm hyped for this. I'm hyped for this. Now, guys, should we talk about the elephant in the room? I think we should. I'm going to take a quick bathroom break. Then we're going to discuss the big discussion. I'll be right back. I promise you guys my information. Zomboid's gonna get NPCs before 7 Days to Die. Yeah, probably. Yeah, because, okay, we know that NPCs are not gonna hop into 7 Days to Die until a year from now. A literal year from now. It said Q2 2025. Yeah. So yeah, Dark. Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty sure. I guess. Be right back, guys. Thank you for your patience. BRB.